Hey everyone, welcome. Rabid here, and today we're going to do a little Crypto 101 on power. So power is probably the most important part of the whole crypto mining operation. Do you have the power to even support crypto mining to begin with? So I got a sheet here. I figured out all the calculations based on 15 up to 50 amp on 110 all the way up to 240 volt. We'll go through that in a minute, and how many 3060 Ti cards and how much mega hash that can work out to. Another thing, our GPU riser giveaway, the draw will be happening in this video as well, so if you are a subscriber you will be notified and you have 48 hours to get back to that. Stay tuned for that draw. And obviously if you didn't follow the video and you didn't subscribe and you don't know that this video even came out, I will be redrawing. So yeah, it's for subscribers only that do get notified to the videos. You know, the loyal guys out there. Before I get into the actual video, I just want to go through a couple terms. That way everyone knows what I'm talking about, and that is a circuit. So a circuit is everything that's tied to the single breaker. So if you're thinking, okay, I got a plug there and a plug there, I can just plug a big rig there, I can just plug a big rig there. Doesn't work that way. So this room here itself has a plug there, plug there, plug there, plug in that corner, and a plug in the other corner. So I got 5 plugs in this room, but all of them tie into the same breaker. So that's the complete circuit. So when I say circuit, I'm meaning that breaker. So you got to make sure what you have for your actual circuits on what, and I'll go through a little example of how me and my daughter did it, and she kind of, I guess she calls it pranked me, but I did blow a breaker because it was wrong. So when I first bought this rig, I guess, it had 12 cards on it, 570s and 580s mixed between 4 and 8 gigabyte cards, but there were 12 of them. And this is an awesome rack for mining. It is like $30 to $50. I had it in my ASIC video as kind of an example for a cheap frame instead of paying like $200, because prices are way overpriced right now for like a Veta frame like this. So this will actually fit you 12 cards, and obviously you need the 12 at least a 12 slot motherboard, and that's a 2400 watt power supply, which you can find in the description below from Parallelminer. But yeah, this will fit 12 cards for you, 30 to 50 bucks. They just hang there with zip ties, and it was a sweet deal. Anyway, when I was going about circuits here, when I first got this, it was two rigs of 6 cards. So I plugged one into that plug over there, and I plugged the other one right over into that plug there. And how I tested it was I took my cell phone and a charger and I plugged into there and I flipped the breaker. So this is my breaker box, and I was flipping breakers. I found whatever the basement, whatever it was, it's here somewhere. I don't even remember where anything is. All I know is the important one. That's this one. That's where my my rigs are. See, rigs. So this is the only breaker I really care about it right now. So when I was flipping breakers, my 6-year-old daughter told me my phone turned on at this one and it didn't turn on at the other one I just showed you back there. And then obviously the bathroom was on something different as well. So I gathered that this plug and the plug over there were on separate circuits, separate breakers, so I could plug one into there and one into here. Well, a day or two went by and I blew a breaker. I was like, what? I ran into the breaker box and only one breaker tripped, but both rigs are out. So I was like, huh, okay. Those are on the same circuit, so I cannot do that. I was overloading that circuit, not the plug, but the circuit. So everything tied into the same breaker. So that is your circuit, and you cannot overload it, or obviously your breaker trips. Or if you keep doing it over and over, you will lead to a fire because your breaker could fail at some time, and that would just be bad. So ultimately, I went to my daughter and I said, hey, I think we messed up. She said, why? And then I showed her. I said, that turned on, that turned on. And she looked at me. She goes, did I prank you? And it was cute, and I thought it was funny. Anyway, that's the story of the circuit. So anyway, since then, obviously I'm on 240 volt, and we're going to go through some numbers here and see exactly how many cards and volts and watts and all that stuff can go on a certain circuit. Okay, so depending where you are, Europe, Canada, North America, United States, you'll have either 110 volt or 120. Here myself, I have 120. But we're just going to run through these numbers here. So if you have a 15 amp 110 volt breaker, you have a max output of 1650 watts. Now the 80% of that is 1320, and that's what you want to run at. Is you don't want to go over your 80% because then you could just lead to fires. But to put it all in aspect, as I have the max here, the 80%, and how many 3060 Ti's. We're using the 3060 Ti because it is the most efficient card out there today, and it is your ultimate miner, even though it is hard to get them. We're using this for an example. Show you how many mega hash you can actually fit on each circuit. So 15 amp, 110 volt, 1650 watts, 1320 80%. That'll give you 9 3060 Ti cards for 554 mega hash. Now you also have some people have 20 amps in there. So if you have a 20 amp breaker, 110 volt, that's 2200 watts at 1760 at the 80%. That'll give you 12 3060 Ti cards at 739.2 mega hash. Now here I have 120. Actually it's 122 when I use a tester, but 120. So 15 amps at 120 will give you 1800 watts. 1440 watts is your 80%. That'll give you 10 3060s at 616 mega hash on that circuit. Now if you have a 20 amp, some people do. When I picked up actually this rig, he had two 20 amps set right in his basement, two separate plugs, so those are on its own thing. So 20 amp, 120 volt, 2400 watts max at 1920. You could fit 14 cards on that at 862 mega hash. Now getting into your 220, like Europe, I believe they're 220 stock everywhere. Now I don't know if they're 15 amp or 30 amp. If you're from Europe and you see this, let me know below what actually your amps are. So I'm just basing this off North American type of amps, so I don't know if they follow the same thing or not. They are a little different. Also, when you hit the 220 to 240 volt range, that's when you can start recommend using your server PSUs and your PDUs. Now you can use like a 1200 watt server PSU on like 120 volt, 110, but you do lose like 300-400 watts on that. So like a 1200 watt on 220 or 240 would only be 900 max on a 110 volt, 120 volt system. All right, so here we are for our 1000K subscriber giveaway, sponsored by GPUrisers.com. Now, if you do need some risers, head on over. It does look like there is a March 8th pre-order. They are busy. Crypto boom is just going insane. So if you do need some risers anyway, go in here, apply coupon code Rabid Mining. You will get 10% off. As you can see, from $59, it is $6 off for $53.99, and it does apply for multiple orders. So we'll go up to 10 here. Update cart, and as you see, you get $59 off, which would essentially be one free pack of 6. Each pack does have 6 risers. So let's get into our actual giveaway now. Here we'll put in our comment. We'll filter duplicates, get YouTube comments. Amount to unique, do it again. 59, 59. All right, looks like we are good. All right, guys, you ready? Who's gonna be our winner? Let's get in here. And here we go. Winner is Lionheart. So does he have USA or Canada in here? USA right here. Broadcast repping. All right. So Lionheart, you do have 48 hours. If you're in my Discord, link is in the description. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your actual YouTube account, showing me this actual reply comment here, and sorry. And we will get you your 6-pack of risers from GPUrisers.com. Contact me. Give me your information, mailing address, and I will ship that over to Vistang with GPUrisers.com, and we'll get you your risers. So 48 hours from the release of this video you have. If not, we will be drawing again. If you're a subscriber, you will be notified of this video, and if you're watching it, then you would see this. So if you did not subscribe and did not follow the rules, then you will not be notified of this video and you will be missing out. And I will draw again in 48 hours. So if you are serious about crypto mining, or you've been into it a while and you plan on getting your own, here are the numbers for actually running 240 volt, which I got right now. I'm on the 30 amp 240. But we're going to start here, like I said, with the Europe. I'm not sure on the amperage, but 15 amp 220 volt is 3,300 watts. 2640 is your 80% rule, and you can fit 19 3060s at 1.1 gigahash, 1170 megahash on that single circuit. Now 30 amp 220, that's 6600 watts, that's 5280 watts at the 80%, that's 38 3060 cards at 2.3 gigahash, so 2340 megahash. Now this is what I got. 30 amp 240 volt, you can get 7200 watts peak. At the 5760 watts is the 80%. You can get 42 3060 Ti cards on that single circuit at 2.5 gigahash, so 2587 megahash. And obviously, if you got 50 amps, you're going to need an expensive PDU for that, but some people do pull 50 amp deals. You can get 12,000 watts peak, 9600 watts. That'll fit you 70 cards, 4.3 gigahash worth of hash power on this single circuit alone. Now that's insane. Now PDUs, I'll get into more detail in some other video. I do have one in the past, but I'll just give you a quick run through on mine. Okay guys, so this is my 30 amp 240 volt trip light PDU. As you can see, there are connections. I only got one plugged in. I'll run through those in a second. This side is C13 to C14, I believe. And this side here is your C19 to C20. And then we got another bank of C13 to 14 there. I'll just do a quick rundown on what this means. Not all PDUs have these two separate ones. Lots only have the C13 to 14. But I'll explain to you why I like this PDU and why I prefer the two separate systems. Now my PDU is non-metered. There's no meter on it. It won't tell you amps or anything. And that's because it's 50% cheaper. Link is in the description for that on Amazon as well. Then buying a metered PDU. So you save a lot of money. Then you just spend like 30-40 bucks and you build yourself a meter like this. I got all the links for everything obviously below in the description. I have Space Goats building me with his awesome 3D printer. My own personalized Rabid Mining one. So hopefully he'll be done that, but he has a lot of orders and he is busy. You could check out Space Goats and try so you can get some stuff ordered for yourself as well. So for a quick rundown on my actual PDU here, as you can see, this bank here is a C13 to 14, and it is 8 amps total. These 4 plugs are on its own little circuit here. So this will actually give me up to 1920 watts. That is peak. And it requires your special cable like so. That is the one I'm using actually there. And you can see this will be plugging into the back of your PSU or server power supply. And the other end right here will plug into your PDU like so. It'll just snap and pop right in there. So over here we got our 12 amp banks, and that will give us 2880 watts peak. And what they're for is actual power supplies. If you see here, here's that 2400 watt delta. It actually has horizontal plugs. Where is it? Right there, horizontal over the vertical, like the under 1500 watt ones. So anything over 1500 watts will have those plugs. This actually came with its own, as you can see there, the plug in there, which came into the other PDU cable for the CL13 ones. But I got my own, so it'll plug into the bank so I could max this out. As you can see here, it is a big boy compared to the other guy. Look how thick that is. But yeah, this would plug into my PDU into those slots there, the C19. And this end would plug into, as you can see, they are vertical. They would go straight into there. So this is your C19 to C20 cable for this specific PDU. And this is your C13 to C14 right here. And that's for under 1500 watts. So all power supplies under 1500 watts will have these plugs, and everything over 1500 watts will have the C19 to C20s. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out a little bit on power and where to get the power from. Lionheart, congratulations. My email is in the description as well as my Discord link. Please get back to me within 48 hours. And as you see in my last video, those are both 4 gigabyte cards. They're hashing together at 49 mega hash, I think it was. That one's doing 27. That one's about 20 to 22 back and forth. Sometimes it drops to 15. But yeah, 4 gigabyte card pulling 27 mega hash on Ethereum. That's pretty sweet. Thanks for watching, guys, and Rabid out.